Hello, everybody. I'm Rokelle Lerner with Crossroads Center Antigua. This time of year, there's so much pressure to create the perfect Christmas, Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, to buy presents that will make everybody delighted and to keep everybody's spirits bright, that you can deplete your energy before you're halfway through December. Today, I'd like to discuss people pleasing in recovery, particularly during this holiday season. You know that people-pleasing behavior can be such a threat in addiction recovery when you rely on other people to give meaning or purpose to your life or to feel good about yourself. It's damaging to yourself and others. This over-dependence on others leads to anxiety, fear. Your esteem goes up and down depending on what people think of you, and it can lead to relapse. And even if you don't relapse, people-pleasing seems to suck all the joy and purpose out of sober living. We need to remember that people-pleasing is a form of manipulation. It's a way of trying to control our environment and other people, and this could be the result of childhood trauma. But it is certainly an indication of low self-esteem, that you have to earn your right to exist and to be loved. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being pleasing and being nice. However, the more you identify with being nice instead of being real, the more you'll find yourself plagued by nagging doubts and fears and insecurities. And this inevitably leads to taking on more than you can handle, because you will not disappoint anyone, which simply put equals resentment, which we cannot afford. Now, we know that guilt and shame are destructive motivators over these holiday times. Let me give you an example. One of our clients, Mary, had the perfect life from the outside, but she was in shambles on the inside. She used alcohol to medicate her feelings of unworthiness and her fears of rejection. And she talks about how she used to approach the holidays with dread, starting at Halloween until Super Bowl Sunday. She was a high-functioning alcoholic and tried to hide it from her friends and family, but her kids were aware that she wasn't present, reeked of booze, and in short, the holidays at home were filled with conflict and stress. During her first year of sobriety, she was absolutely terrified of relapsing during the holidays, but she was determined to prove to her family that she was okay. She felt a tremendous amount of shame and pressure, which she tried to overcome by overgiving, desperately pleasing. She commented to me, she said, "Rokelle, I felt so much pressure that year to make holidays extra magical, extra special, and fun to make up for all the years I've been drinking when I wasn't available." She said, "I had to be all things to all people, and I relapsed right after Christmas Day." Overcoming a people-pleasing holiday habit doesn't mean you have to check out of festivities. It simply means that we need to dial down our expectations, perhaps set some boundaries, and learn how to say no. It means learning to manage your guilt and learning to soothe yourself in life-giving ways. So here are some suggestions to alleviate the disease to please. First of all, trying to make up for your addiction and the fear of disappointing loved ones leads to, we know, immense tension. So the first suggestion is choose values over fear. I invite you to spend a little time reflecting on what you really value deep down, and then acting congruently. If you have children, what a great role model that is. Number 2, start setting boundaries, which means you may have to tolerate people's disappointment. You can start with picking one single boundary to set this season and sticking with it. Could be as simple as saying no to a particular party that always brings more stress than joy, or agreeing to attend but clearly communicating how long you can stay. It's important to remember that this is your holiday too. Sometimes saying no to others is saying yes to ourselves. And thirdly, and most important, give yourself some grace. Celebrating the holiday season and the fullness of your sober life by taking time for yourself. Proper nutrition, gentle exercise, restorative sleep can do wonders for our well-being. We know that. The better we feel physically, the stronger we'll be emotionally. And learning how to stop being a people pleaser, we know that doesn't happen overnight. It's important to be as kind and giving to yourself as you would be to anyone you care about. And to acknowledge that setting boundaries is difficult after a lifetime of endless giving. And while we may not do it perfectly, it's not about perfection. It's about practice. Folks, the beauty of this kind of recovery is that by replenishing ourselves, we're able to give to others from a deeper place of wholeness and integrity. And to me, that sounds like a very happy holiday. Until next time.